This is giving Barbie doll. This is Barbie. This is Barbie-esque, you know? I'm the Barbie you watch when you're bored. Hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I have been excited to dive into lash techs. So you guys have previously watched, I have discussed a broad world of self-care, okay? We have talked about veneer techs. That's insane. We've talked about the hyaluron pen girls that are injecting lip fillers with a pen they bought off of Amazon, allegedly. Not good. We have a lot of crazy things that are going on, but we also brought up the fact that there are new lash extension trends going on where people will use LED lights and cure lash glue, a specific kind of lash glue. I know, it's nuts. And I asked you guys if you wanted to see a lash tech deep dive talking about the pros, the cons, just the downfall of the industry. Is it doing bad? Is it doing worse? What are we looking at here? A lot of you guys are like, oh my God, girl, yes, let's talk about it. I've been meaning to because it has been an incredibly big conversation on social media about lash techs and the lash industry. It's actually something that I've actually fallen down to because I've seen people who are lash techs who will sell courses, who will try and train other people. It's just a lot going on. So I wanted to do why I think there are serious issues with the lash tech industry, some of the problematic stuff, why a lot of people are not taking it the way that they used to, and so much more. Also, some of the sketchy shit going on in the industry, because again, as you guys know, I talk about a lot of sketchy shit on this channel. Before you hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below. My Instagram and TikTok are linked in the description below, along with my second channel and podcast. We have a lot going on over there. You guys can go hang out with me more. And now let's get into it.
Hi everyone, we're in my room right now and we have to talk about, look at this set. Look at what I'm wearing. Let me back up a little. You know, I have been absolutely in love with this set. It's satin, it's adorable, and it's extremely comfortable. But before I tell you all about this set, I need to talk to you about today's sponsor. So if you guys do or don't know, Parade is an absolutely amazing brand that offers bralettes, underwear, and so much more. They're all about inclusivity, having great products, and great pricing, which is something that I absolutely adore. So I know all of us have been there where we're like, okay, I want something really comfortable, but yet I also want something cute. Or we're like, oh no, we're gonna have to pick the more comfortable one because, you know, we want something that's good for every day. Or I guess I'm gonna have to be uncomfortable if I want to get something cute. You do not have to choose at all when it comes to Parade. You can quite literally get the best of both worlds. So take this bralette that I'm wearing, for example. Oh my goodness, I cannot rave about this enough. This is incredibly stretchy. It's so comfortable. It's sleek, but it also looks adorable. This is something that I quite literally could fall asleep with and I would forget that I'm wearing it. I don't know how they do it, but they do it so well. I'm also wearing a thong actually right now. Incredibly comfortable. You guys know how some thongs feel so uncomfortable. This one feels good. Same vibes. I could fall asleep with this on. Y'all are seeing it on me, but even if no one else is seeing this on me, this is so cute. I feel good wearing this. I don't know what it is, but I've been obsessed with all of their satin pieces recently. I also have another set that is exactly like this, but in like a peach tone. Oh my gosh, it is the most adorable thing ever. Again, same exact fabric and feel. So I have a cute little pink one and then I have a black one. Like we have two different sides to this book here and I'm just enjoying it completely. Just a brand that has so many different styles that you can try out, whether you want some new basics or you want just something new that you've never had before. You can't just listen to me, you need to try it as well. So I'm gonna need you to go to the description below or pin comment, click the link and use the code LANTER50 for 50% off of your purchase today. That's not including the 80% off sale, but either way, you're getting an amazing deal on Parade. Thank you so much to Parade for sponsoring today's video and for making me feel adorable and comfy. And now let's get into today's video.
So huge disclaimer that I need to get out of the way and make this like incredibly clear is I am in no way shitting on everyone that's a lash tech. I'm not doing that. I'm saying there are pros and cons in every industry. You guys know that. I've highlighted a lot of the shitty parts about different industries, as horrendous as they may be. And I think there's a lot going on that some people are unaware of that I want to talk about. So if this is not applying to somebody, it's not about you. Like I'm talking about overall broad spectrum of the broad issues with everything. So just keep that in mind. All right, now, anyways, let's get into it. So I want to start off with talking about the overall problems in the entire lash tech industry and lashing industry to begin with. So the video that honestly truly inspired me was this TikTok that's playing that says POV, when the lash industry thought 2024 was our year, but it turns out it's just the year that everyone shuts down their business and gets a job. So I know there were so many people in the comments section completely going off because it actually was a trend for a while talking about the lash industry is not what it was. Like people just aren't coming to us anymore. We don't don't know why. And I'm like, all right, there's a lot of issues, babe, and we need to talk about it. And I do think it has a hand of pricing. I think there's a lot of unethical scams, and I truly think we're losing the luxurious experiences that you would assume you would receive with getting your lashes done. So if anyone does not know whatsoever, I've never gotten lash extensions technically. Anything that I've done like at home. I've done a lash lift somewhere else, and that's it. I have not done lash extensions. But the whole thing is you go and get your lashes done, and it looks like you isolate a lash, and I'll have a video pop up over here so y'all know what I'm talking about. You isolate a lash, and they go through and they pretty much map out a lash pattern for you according to kind of what you're looking for. Especially if you go to other lash techs, you could probably find somebody who has a lot more skill with being able to do like more fox eye, wing, just whatever will fit your eye shape. Now, starting off with one of the first problems in the whole industry is pricing. So when you go to get your lashes done, it is wickedly expensive. That was actually a huge reason why I did it, especially when I was younger, because I was interested. But I'm like, all right, as a college student, there is no way in hell I could drop $150 every 2 weeks just on lashes. Almost $200 even. There is no way I can make that happen. But there are a lot of pricings that you can usually see with lash extensions that are insane. I literally, not kidding, I just Googled lash extensions in Miami, for example. I just picked a large city just so you could scroll through. We have classic, we have hybrid, there's volume, we have the lash level 1 of full, fuller, or fullest. Then we have different levels of curl. We have a C curl, a D curl, and then other finishing touches. This is a little bit more of a customized lounge, but the prices down below are showing to snag your starter full set for up to $126 off, classic $99, hybrid $149, volume $174. That prices points above reflect level 1 lashes. Exclusions may apply, and pricing can go way more. I'll have some more screenshots over here. So pricing is a huge issue, I think, because a lot of people are like, there is no way that we can purchase this.
After you set your prices, this is what your range should be, anywhere from 100 to 150 for classics. I think is pretty fair. Let's say like 2 years ago, I only was doing volume and somebody wanted a classic set. I'm like, I don't do classics anymore. I can charge you my volume pricing and I can do a classic set on you. And they're like, okay, that's fine. So it's totally up to you. So that's just kind of like a minimum, 100 to 150. You can go over 150. Feel free to do that for classics. But I don't recommend charging anything less than that for full set. For refills, nothing less than 75 for classic lashes.
But that is a huge cost right now. If we really think about it, let's say that we drop almost $200 every 2 weeks. We're just gonna play shits and gigs. Some places might have longer. I'm gonna do 150 every 2 weeks, okay? I'm just gonna do that. $300 a month for an entire year, that's $3,600 on lashes. That is a hefty price. That's a bill for people. You know what I mean? Like, that's something you have to budget most of the time. Now, of course, there's gonna be some people who just swipe a card and it's not that big of a deal. A lot of the audiences that these lash techs are trying to market off to are trying to reach to everyone, right? We're talking the college girls that just want to wake up and have perfect lashes. The moms that want to have their lashes done like every 2 weeks. It's easy and it looks good. Just anyone else who just wants them done. But that's a broad range of budgets that we have across the board. Now, here are some examples of some people on social media just being flat out tired of the pricing.
Y'all can't convince me why I would pay $200 for lashes. $200 for lashes that's going to fall out starting 2 days after you get them done, that you're gonna have to go back for in 2 weeks. $200. Let me show you something. This is $75 refills. $75 refills. Her full set's not even $200. And she does amazing work. What are you talking about, $200?
And I honestly really do get what they're saying. I think it is way too much. And now a lot of beauty and luxury is getting to a point in our world right now, especially in the US, where it's like, okay, we have to make sacrifices. You know, we can't just start swinging this amount of money so consistently. We have other bills, we have other accidents. Like, it's not something that is as feasible anymore as it probably used to. And so with that, people are having to make budget cuts and changes, and that's going to be one of them. Beauty services are getting cut. Another problem that some people are having is the fact that there are tip expectations on top of the original pricing. So this is another hot take I think some people have very mixed emotions on. I think tipping is really important, especially for things like service industry. I think especially, it's shitty, right? I think organizations need to be paying, for example, a waiter or waitress a livable wage and not just depend on tips. I think that's insane. Instead of putting pressure on the actual company, putting pressure on everyone else. I don't think that's fair. But what I will say is, for people who are self-employed and are doing things completely on your own. In my opinion, I think it's your responsibility to charge a good, reasonable wage that also is allowing you to make a living. That is what would make the most sense to me, because I wouldn't want, like, and this is just me, I wouldn't want to have it to where it would be an unspoken word that I'm expecting a tip. I would be like, I'm going to make sure that I charge exactly what I need to make exactly how much I need to make and have a good livable wage and do well. And if then they feel like they want a tip, absolutely. But I don't want it to be considered something of disrespect if someone doesn't.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Cool.
And also, I don't want to charge out of the ass when it's incredibly unnecessary. That's another pattern that people I notice are talking about on social media, is there's many different lash techs where they're charging $200 for your full set, or maybe a fill-in, or whatever the case that may be. But at the same time, they're expecting a tip, but then getting mad if they don't get a tip. And my thing is I don't agree with the idea of being your own, your own boss and everything, but you're not charging enough. If you're expecting a tip, I think that's kind of nuts. It should be a bonus. You should be doing exactly what you're supposed to as a business owner and charging what you should be requiring. But again, that tipping culture, I think, is turning people off, because it's like, not only do you have to cough up 200, which you think would be enough, but then additionally, you have to cough up another tip. It's so much money. Like, why is it that some people's student loan payments are as much as what lashes are required? That's nuts. That is insanely nuts. Another thing I actually would really appreciate for any other people in this profession to speak on in the comment section down below is the material costs. Now, there are a few things that factor into the pricing that I do want to kind of make very clear. Is it's going to be skill for one, and then materials. So your skill and time is kind of like looped into one. If your capacity to do the service or a customized service, the price may go up if you are doing a lot more intricate work than someone who's brand new. But then we also have the materials. Now, I actually was looking around at supplies and looking at places that you could find lash tech supplies and how much that would cost. And I was looking at some pretty nice companies, I would say. They're actually pretty good pricing, but it still doesn't in any way negotiate to me how much a lot of these lash techs are actually charging to begin with. Some of it, I'm like, that doesn't even make any damn sense. Because not, of course, I get that whenever you buy supplies, you are going to have to make definitely enough to cover the cost of the supplies to do the lashes, but then additionally the cost for the service, you factor all those things in, and that's totally valid. But again, there's some people that are charging stupid amounts of money, even $300, and I'm like, why? What the are you doing? Like, I'm telling you right now, I got a lash lift, y'all. Good lash serum and a lash lift. Incredibly affordable, and my lashes look bomb as you can get amazing work without spending that much money. And this is a huge turnoff for people. People are tired of spending that much money. And I get why people don't want to do it anymore. Now, I get it. There's a market for everyone. Like, there's going to be people who are in more of the luxury service department and they're going to want that more, but the marketing needs to be targeted off to them then for these high-end prices, but they also need to be realistic prices of that. The next thing that I want to talk about with the problems in this industry is unlicensed techs and people that are causing problems and bad experiences. I have talked about this before. This is a huge thing that's causing, I think, a shift in this entire industry, is the fact that there are so many people who are cheaping the fuck out of getting education, getting proper registrations, getting good facilities, and they're just going for it. I'm not even kidding. There was, what the hell was it? There was the, damn it, the lip filler bandit that I've talked about on my channel, okay? I will have the video pop up over here. She was someone who was hosting lash classes. Previously, it was a while ago. I do not think that she should be doing that. There should be organizations that you can go to, beauty schools that you can go to learn how to lash properly and be licensed to do that. If you don't have the proper education, I don't think that you should be just doing that and selling those services as a professional. And that's not to say that you can't learn on your own, but it's something that is required for many states actually to have registrations, licensing, and so much more. And so when we have people that go to someone who is unlicensed or does not have the qualifications and they have insane damage or permanent damage, you think they're going to go back? Do you think they're going to ever want to go? Do you think their friends are going to be interested in going and getting lashes, period? Absolutely not. And I do think there's a new fear just in general, especially the past several years, of scams and sketchy ass services, because people doing the short route, in my opinion, to get money, not even doing the proper anything to make sure you are skilled, just saying, fuck it, I can learn, and then just going in, doing absolutely nothing to prepare yourself for a client, to make sure that they're safe, to make sure that your items are sanitary. That's nuts to me. I mean, shit, again, like I said, we talked about in Atlanta how they were hosting courses and a 1 or 2 day training for veneers, veneer techs, no dental education, no nothing. We have people that are selling hyaluron pen lip filler courses with no education and selling filler that is no FDA approval, no nothing to reassure that what is in those filler packaging is actually proper filler and not just something else. People are doing insane things, and I'm not saying everyone is. I'm saying this is the industry, because we have a lot of people now who are like, oh my God, Bethany's offering a lash tech course, I'm gonna take it. And then now I just have her random damn certificate. Whoopsies. As I was saying, we have Bethany who's going to print out her certificate from you that she made off of Canva and says, here you go, you took my lash course. That is not enough at all. But so much on social media is promoting it as if it is. And when people get hurt and when people see the sheer amount of individuals with these certificates on the wall, no one's going to want to go anymore. People are going to get turned off from the industry because they don't even feel safe to go to any appointment. Leading into my next topic is DIY is in. This is another thing that is drastically impacting lash techs, is the fact that a lot of companies are coming out with their own versions of things to make your life significantly easier. I'm gonna be honest, I totally hopped on this train. I was obsessed with it. Kiss Lashes was coming with their own press-on under the lash system. I did that several times, loved it. And also what was even better is the fact that you can get an incredibly similar look to lash extensions. You could customize it according to what you like and not have to wait for someone else to do it. This is not sponsored, by the way, but it was incredibly quick. And if you wanted to, you could take it off at the end of the night and then redo it the next morning. You didn't have to worry about a lash falling off or it not looking like seeing a lash band on top. It was so good. There's lash clusters now that are offered. There are many different variations of at-home lashes. There are lashes that will last for a week, maybe it's 6 days, and so much cheaper, because if you can go out and buy a pack for 15, 20 bucks that could last you a few weeks, that is significantly cheaper than dropping $300+ every single month getting lash extensions, and sometimes it's not even what you want. Those kinds of kits are out there for people to do. People are doing gel nails at home, gel nail extensions. People are doing waxing. I do waxing my face at home. I do all of that. Lash lift and tints. I do that too. 90% of my beauty I do at home because it's just more convenient. Because if I can sit down and watch Sex in the City and sip on some wine while doing my damn nails and it's still just as good as going to the salon, I'm going to do it because it's so much more comfortable than going somewhere else. People are not wanting to go to another place then and pay for luxury and not really get that. And speaking of not getting luxury, I want to kind of switch that conversation to experience. So when you want to get your nails done or when you want to get your lashes done, a huge aspect of that is comfort, luxury, and experience and ease. The whole concept of this stuff is making your life easier. When you get your hair done and blown out, it's a nice service. It's a luxury service. It's extra. So you like it when they do the neck massage when you get your hair done. You know what I mean? Like, you like the massage chair. You like the quiet, like chill ambiance. You like to talk shit with your hairdresser or your lash tech. You know, it's a wonderful experience. However, connected with what I talked about with how people are not licensed, there's also many people who aren't even offering a luxury experience. The sheer amount of people that I've actually looked into who have been like, yeah, I would try and book my lashes and it was really rushed. My eyes would get red and uncomfortable. Like, it was just a shitty experience. It wasn't luxurious. It wasn't calm. It wasn't even in a nice area. It was just very like, we're rough in it. And don't get me wrong, I know people have to start somewhere and figure it out as they go. But I also think that if you're charging a shit ton of money, that would mean that you are also paying for rent. You're paying for a facility. You're paying for those nice luxuries and sourcing them so that way people will want to come back and experience your luxury service that you have to offer. But that luxurious experience is honestly disappearing. People are paying a shit ton of money, sadly, for something that they're not even really getting to begin with. And I think that's super unfortunate. That's also like the same conversation I like to have about hairdressers. There are Los Angeles hairdressers that are like, your hair, and it's my shade of hair, y'all. Okay, this is my natural hair. The shit grows out of my head. I don't have hair extensions, okay? Getting a hair like this with hair extensions that just go down to here. I have seen Los Angeles hairstylists say, it's gonna be $3,000. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, where are we sourcing the hair from? Narnia? Are you shitting me? There is no way. I've seen people rationalize these costs. There is no way. You know what my hair is? It is Wella 3N demi-permanent, and that's it. That's a hair dye. That's all I do. And hair extensions, there are a lot of good hair extensions out there that cost a decent amount, but nowhere near in the thousands. Same shit is happening right now with a lot of lash extensions. Is there's these claim of, well, we have to charge all this because of X, Y, and Z. But in reality, no one's getting the luxury service. No one's getting something that's higher quality. It's the same service, just costing more, especially if you can get the exact same treatment and aesthetic at home in your house. Why would you spend it to begin with? It's not fun anymore. It's not an exciting experience for people. There's a conversation going around about just beauty services in general, with how there are a shit ton of rules with going to get a beauty service. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think people who offer beauty services need to protect themselves. Requesting a deposit, I do think is a good idea. Having a late policy, I do think is a good idea. Your time should be respected. But there's also a balance that needs to exist, and some people are taking it way too far. So here's just a few examples of that.
Hi, and welcome to Cindy Sue's Beauty Bar. If you're booking an appointment for the first time, please ensure to read all the damn rules. Sick and tired of you newbies. When booking an appointment, please ensure you send your deposit within 30 seconds of booking, or your appointment is canceled and I will be keeping your money. If you show up to your appointment with dirty lashes, you will be charged the disrespectful fee, and then you will be charged the shampoo fee for the lash bath. I don't like when people throw off my day. Please come with your hair bone straight flat, okay? I do not like lumps. I don't like updos, side dos, ponytails, none of that. If you need assistance with straightening your hair, you can take part of our services for an extra $100. No extra guests will be allowed. And please bring your own music and speaker playlist, because I don't like speaking when I'm doing lashes. Your lashes go in all different directions. You will be charged the complicated fee. You can't make it here on time, you're going to spin the wheel, and that'll let you know how much you owe me more. Happy booking. Toodles.
So I know some of that is satire, but it's playing on a real problem that exists within the lash tech industry, and also just, again, any beauty service industry in general. The crazy, crazy rules of you have to come and make sure that you do this with you have to do all of these extra things, which usually would be included in the actual service. And here's another example of someone else talking about this problem.
I don't care what nobody say. A deposit should be confirmation enough that I'm gonna come to my appointment. What you think, I'm just giving you free money? What is this, GoFundMe?
Hey friend, it's me again giving y'all my unsolicited opinion as a licensed cosmetologist. And I want y'all to go back and watch our video for full context, but I want to say she is absolutely 1,000% correct. A deposit is confirmation enough that a client is coming to their appointment. Under no circumstances should a client have to reach out to a service provider to confirm the location of their appointment. That is unprofessional. That is not okay.
I don't know if you guys saw in a previous video of mine, there were some of the veneer techs, the ones that are doing braces unlicensed and everything. There was an issue of in the rules and requirements, they would mention how the location of where you were going to get your service done would be disclosed later to you. I shouldn't have to be texted later and figure out what that's going to happen. That also leads to confusion and difficulty for someone traveling to go to your service. But that's what she's referring to.
Once a client books their appointment, on your booking site, a confirmation email and text should be sent to them, letting them know the location, the phone number, and any other things they may need. It should also have, their date and their time, and it should have maybe some landmarks if your salon or wherever you do hair is hard to find. Y'all bootleg, unlicensed stylists that came through during the pandemic, because y'all really made a rush during the pandemic. I think that's where it came from. Y'all have lost y'all goddamn mind. And this is me as your big sister saying this, okay? And your big sister in the beauty industry. Y'all have to remember how business actually works. You work for your customers and your clients. That's how business works. And this is why I stress so much about stressing to y'all that y'all need to go to cosmetology school. Y'all lack basic customer service skills. Y'all lack hair care skills. Y'all lack the ability to determine diseases and disorders. Y'all lack a lot of things that y'all need. Granted, a lot of y'all are talented. A lot of y'all can lay the hell out some lace. A lot of y'all can curl y'all ass off. A lot of y'all can braid the hell out some braids. I be seeing some nice work. But talent, because you have it, does not mean you need to be a business owner. A lot of y'all need to crawl before you walk. Y'all jumped out here thinking because you had talent that you need to run a business.
And that is so beautifully said. I know she's really highlighting hairstylists, but this is going for, according to her caption, lash text too. Not everyone needs to be a business owner. There are incredibly talented people, and I will never disagree with that. Incredibly talented individuals that still should not be doing this. That just simply don't have the education to do it. Therefore, they shouldn't be going for it to begin with, or don't have the licensing.
Everybody's not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Some of y'all literally need to either be an employee, be an apprentice, or be an independent contractor within a salon, meaning you work as a team member of a.
Absolutely, because if we are not able to make sure that we do things properly, then this should not be even a problem to begin with. But this is why I think so many people are incredibly turned off by this entire industry right now, is because there's just crazy rules and regulations, and some people are saying you have to follow these crazy rules, but yet when you pay a lot, you're still not even getting a service that you enjoy.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's just not cut out to be a boss. And that's fine. You got, like I said, you got to crawl before you walk. Y'all jumped out here and thought because you had the talent, you had everything you needed to run a business. You don't. And stop saying y'all don't need to go to cosmetology school. It costs too much. There's financial aid. There's things you can do. Stop making excuses. Get y'all asses in school so y'all can give the proper customer service and at least try to turn the beauty industry around, because y'all traumatizing the hell out these clients. And how do I know? Because now every time I do a video or stitch and I'm just giving my unsolicited opinion, they are cussing me out in the comments as if I did their hair. Okay? Because y'all stylists with y'all attitudes and da-da-da. And I'm like, whoa, baby, I got a 5.5 rating on Facebook and Google. I just won Cosmetologist of the Year. Period. I got countless articles written about me and my business. Why? Because I went to cosmetology school and I learned how to give great customer service. I actually make an impact in my community. And I hate to see, that now we all are being grouped together. That's why, you don't see hairstylists in my bio. That's all I'm gonna say. Because as soon as they see hairstylists, the clients are triggered. Y'all have hurt them. Like, it's ridiculous. And I'm not saying clients are always right, but they ain't always wrong neither. If you have 4 people saying the same thing about you as a stylist, you are the problem. Or a service provider, whether it's Lashes, whatever, you are the problem and you need to fix that. And I know y'all gonna cuss me out in the comments, but that's fine. I don't care. I just want to say that as somebody who has been in the beauty industry forever, thank God I'm not in it full time anymore, because it's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. But clients, I also want y'all to stop going to people that don't ask them, do they have a license?
I think that, again, not every customer is right. We can completely agree with that. I used to be a barista and a waitress, and I had a plethora of other jobs, and I remember having the horrendous experiences with shitty ass customers. But there is a crazy amount of things happening in the lash tech industry specifically, where people are so turned off by the entire idea of even getting anything to begin with. And if you can't figure out how to make sure if someone is not allergic to the glue, making sure if there is a reaction that is severe enough to send someone to the hospital, just overall knowing when you shouldn't lash someone, that can be incredibly dangerous. So some of the other things I noticed when it comes to the lash extension industry, the UV lashes is taking over and causing another problem. I know I briefly highlighted this, but the UV lashes are where there's apparently a UV based glue. You know how you get gel nails or the UV light, that it's slightly allegedly replicating it. There's some people that I have heard who have full on used lash glue, like nail glue, but it's bad. Okay. It kind of depends on who's buying what and using it on their clients, but some people are doing that as well. That is going to your lashes, but there are people that are full on doing this and trying to do that as their regular way of lashing people, which is nuts to me, because I think we need a whole hell of a lot more experience and make sure it's actually safe for people. So if you guys want to look into that more, I highly recommend you checking this video out over here. But it's something that also is becoming incredibly alarming, because a UV light near your eye, we don't even know how much damage that could potentially put on somebody, and that could be incredibly dangerous. And I do think that, speaking of danger, we're leading into more dangerous problems due to people who want to try new things, people who want to just make more money faster, and they're trying to do the easy route essentially, which can lead to more harm in the long run and lose clients to begin with. Also, trust is really heavily built on the way that you market yourself and how you treat customers and your licensing, because it's reassuring. And if you don't have the licensing but you're just skilled, that's still sketchy, because there's things that could 100% be missing. There's some things that are not evoking trust in people actually thinking it is worth spending the money, because why in the I want to spend $200 on a service where you don't have any licensing, you might possibly hurt me, you might be skilled potentially, but it's not really a nice experience. I can't even get the damn address of where I'm going until the day of. It's just frustrating. It shouldn't be frustrating. It should be a nice, fun, exciting experience to have. And again, that's not to say that everyone is experiencing this and all lash techs are doing this. Absolutely not. I'm talking about specifically the negative aspects that are being encompassed by the problematic individuals in the industry, which are also also overall impacting everyone else. An additional thing that I think a lot of lash techs are struggling with is they don't have good marketing or business understanding to market off their product well. I don't really think it's a funny thing to like talk shit on your audience and just be an asshole and then expect them to purchase for you. I don't really think that's a good way to go about it. I don't think there's also enough marketing to show the benefits, why people should come, enough to show that this is a worthy experience of purchasing. It can't just be a lash video and that's it. It has to be more. But I do think that that's also leading to a downfall in the industry because there's a lack of creativity to be Kiss Lashes, for example. Like, why should someone go to you instead of Kiss Lashes? You have to be able to market off what you have to offer that is significantly better than me going down to Target. But I think so many people are lacking in creativity and good marketing, offering a really nice service or something that is unique, like customization, for example, that the jobs are slowly dwindling down to where a lot of people are having to go back to a regular 9 to 5 because they just can't swing it anymore because the demand is not as high, or maybe not many people are marketed off to. So that way they do have a demand for the service. I think the industry is switching a shit ton, and I don't know if that will ever pick up again or how that's going to look. And there's some people who are just absolutely booming in their business, and I'm incredibly happy for them. And please know that I'm really happy. I love my fellow individuals who are doing this and are doing it right. I think that's amazing. I think everyone can learn from the shitty aspects of an industry. I know I've learned about a lot of the shitty aspects of the influencer industry, for example. So everyone can notice and see the scammy things, the problematic things, the lies, the deception, the lack of luxury experiences. All of it just adds up, and it's super frustrating for customers. And I think people are incredibly tired of scams, not getting what they're paying for. And one last thing I want to mention is there's some business owners that treat business as if it is like social media is the group chat. You know what I'm saying? So this pisses me off. When there are business owners who lack professionalism and lose their shit and talk shit about clients on their social media, I'm just like, okay, that's kind of nuts. It's one thing if someone's a really awful person and you share your experience, but it's another to be incredibly messy with no motivation or explanation behind it. And there's some people who are incredibly messy and ridiculous. One other thing that's really weird is, you know how many lash techs I'm seeing pop up now that not only offer lashes, but they offer hyaluron pen or other things that they are so not qualified to give. That's another thing that's turning people down, because I'm sorry, if I ever were to even remotely get lash extensions and I see someone also selling a hyaluron pen service, oh, I'm getting the out. There is no way, because I'm sorry, you willingly want to do that too? No, if I see you're doing ass injections and you have no licensing to do that and you do lashes, nope, we gotta call timeout. We gotta retire the jersey. We gotta get out of there. Like, there is no way we need to be doing all that. So that was it for today's video about the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs, or the kind of downfall of the lash tech industry. I do think there's hope for people to do it right, but there are so many issues that I don't know if will be clarified because of the amount of bad business owners, people that have just hopped onto entrepreneurship when they're not built for that, or just people in general who are charging in ways that make absolutely no sense. So comment down below if you guys have any opinions, why you guys think that this is happening. If you guys see any other scams or sketchy things happening with lash techs, send it my way. Let me know. I would love to see, because I would love to dive into the sketchiness of some beauty industry stuff here, in the future. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.